Hi there, Jeremy Cook with Flip the Switch Education, here with another quick tutorial to help you out with animations. So while this will eventually go into Unity, the main purpose is to show you how to fix problems that you find with rigged characters in places like Sketchfab. A lot of us, we want to use the characters that we can find, some of them free, some of them you purchase through Sketchfab or through TurboSquid, and you find out that they do funny things or they don't work the way you want them to do. And so I found that one of the easiest ways is to use Mixamo. But sometimes when you import into Mixamo, if there's already armature and rigging on a character, it can do some really wacky stuff. So what I want to do is take a look at this guy right here, which is this US soldier. It says that it has a 3D model Mixamo rig with it, but look what happens when I import it into Mixamo. He does all this really weird stuff. He moves around, like his arms just kind of drape there. And even when you give him decent ones, he just kind of does some weird stuff. So what we're gonna do is fix that problem by using Blender. And so what we'll do with Blender is we'll open it up and we're just gonna go File, Import FBX, and import that FBX file that you downloaded from or one of those other websites and open it up in there. And we can see that he's rigged. And over here we see there's armature and all this other stuff. You don't have to use or know anything about Blender for this method to work. It's really quick and simple. So all you're gonna do is import it into Blender and then go right back to File, go Export FBX. Now, when you bring up this export menu, it's important to look at a couple things. So we're gonna select where we want it to go, give it its title, but really the important part is over here on this side. So when you see this path mode auto, you wanna select this and go down to copy. That's gonna make sure, first of all, that all the textures and everything come out with that file and get included. But it's gonna let you come down and fix and get rid of all this. So if you don't want the cameras and you don't want all that stuff, you can get rid of that too. But the most important thing is you can get rid of the armature. So what we're gonna do is just click on mesh, leave everything else blank, because you have armature, lamp cam, you don't need any of that stuff. All you need is the mesh and the textures that go with that mesh. So then we're gonna click export. It exports it really easy. Now we're done with Blender. You don't even need to save it if you don't want to. Then you can come back into Mixamo, go upload character. Then we'll select that Army MPC file, the FBX, we'll drop it in there. And since we took the armature off, it's gone. It's gonna bring us back to the auto rigger. And so now we can just set him up. And since he was rigged before, he should be nicely rigged with a real good T-pose. And click on next and let Mixamo auto rig it again. Okay, so now you can see he's rigged, but he works a lot better. And the issues that we had before of him kind of floating around and having all kinds of problems, now it doesn't exist anymore. Now he's working just like we want him to work. So that's a great way to you get rid of that rigging and you put it back in. Another thing that you can do that does the same thing but also helps directly with Unity is, as you know, Unity doesn't work well at all with GLTF files. So if you pick a character from a place like Sketchfab and your only options are GLTF or GLB files, that's going to be an issue in Unity, and you have to do these workaround programs, and a lot of times those programs really mess up the shaders and really cause a lot of issues, especially if you're doing something with VR. So I would suggest then you download in AutoConvert or in GLB, and then what you can do is open up that folder, and inside you'll see the GLTF file, and what you do is just import that into Blender the same way we did with the FBX. And you do the exact same thing, except you export with FBX. So exact same procedure with the GLTF, only instead of importing an FBX, you import the GLTF and export it as an FBX, getting rid of everything but the mesh. And then you go into Mixamo and you'll be able to rig that character and it will work exactly how you want it to with Mixamo.